It's understandable for anyone watching this series to kind of tag AGK in anything. You can tag him to be someone who has an unforgiving spirit. You can tag him to be someone who is stubborn and all those stuff. But let's not forget that whatever AGK is right now is the seed that the parents planted. And this seed has germinated and possibly has yielded fruit. The only difference here is that the fruit that this particular seed brought out is actually a soured one. And that is what happened when you do not take responsibility as a parent. You plant the wrong seed in your child. And when it begins to germinate, trust me, you are going to feel the greater part of the heat because it's either that seed is sweet or sour. In the case of AGK, the parents actually planted a seed who germinated to yield a sour fruit. Hello, besties. You're welcome to another episode of where we got it all wrong. In any of my social media handle that you're watching from, I just want to say welcome and consider being a part of this family. So, guys, AGK in this particular series made it known to Monachi the reason why he's acting the way he's acting to his mother. And everyone out there could actually say, oh, he has an unforgiving spirit. But I just want to let you know or bring it to this notice. When you wrong an adult, it's very easy for that adult to forgive you because there's an understanding already. The others adults can actually give excuses why you did what you did. But when you wrong a child, that child does not understand a lot of things. The only thing the child understands is that what you did is wrong. There is no, if that child doesn't feel that there should be an excuse why you should treat him or her the way you did. And that was the case of AGK. The parents of AGK were so negligent, they didn't care so much about him because what AGK actually asked for is not luxury. He wanted to eat good food. He wanted to go to school. He didn't say get cars that would be taking him to school. He didn't say get me guards and maid that would do this. He just wanted the necessary things. It would have been fair if the parents did not have the means of providing these things for AGK. They had the means. Do you know what it means for someone to have landed property? Landed property, people go into real estate for you to either sell off when you are in need of money or for you to sell off part of it to use it to develop other parts of the lands that you have or solve your needs. Now, in the case of AGK father, he had lots of land and just one plot of land could have actually saved the day. But then he was so, stubborn, was so inconsiderate, did not even care about his child's feeling and all those stuff. The child only asked that you sell off one plot of land to send him to school. It's not entitlement. He's not in any way entitled. I normally tell people that the day you decide to bring a child to this world, that child becomes your sole responsibility. You have to do everything possible to make sure that that child gets the best in life. Do you know why that child did not ask you to be their parents? You ask them to be your child. And that is why you went through the process to bring the child to this life. Through, whatever reproductive means, and then conception, and boom, the child is here. So it is your responsibility as a parents to make sure that you provide the needs of your child if you have the means. And that is my pain here. AGK's parents had the means to make sure that he had a better life, but they chose the opposite. Now, it's easier for anyone to judge him and say, oh, you shouldn't have done it this way, or you should have done it this way. This is not me trying to justify why he has not forgiven his parents. No, but this is just me trying to bring it to light that we parents out there should be careful of how we treat our kids. Yes, it's not everything that a child asks that you give, but make sure that you are giving the necessary. Education is necessary if you have the means. And you agree with me that for AGK's father to have plots of land here and there, according to him, that the father had the highest land in the village as of then. You understand? He should have just sell out on one and made life easier for him. But then he chose the other way. He doesn't want to sell out. He wanted the land to be, GK father did not do that. Now, rather than doing the necessary, he actually sent AGK to go and learn a trade. Learning a trade in this part of the country, it means you have to leave your parents' house and go to wherever your master is and start serving that person. You go follow the person to his or her business place, in the morning after the business day, you come back to the house. And if the person happens to be a married person, you start with the house chores and all those stuff. So you're basically serving in two places, business area and the home. And most times, in most cases, some of those men that are married, their wives are not always kind to these boys. They treat them in a kind of way that are so inhuman. And that was what Ejike went through in the hands of his master. He had to go through those struggles and become what he is today. Now, like I said earlier, if Ejike's father had sold that plot of land, Ejike wouldn't have become this bitter person that he is. But then he chose to keep whatever he is to himself, became greedy, inconsiderate, and all those stuff. And that is why Ejike became, the version of himself that he is today. That seed that the father planted in him yielded the kind of fruit that Ejike is today. Now, do we all have to blame Ejike for for his actions and the way he treated his mother? What role did the mother play in the life of Ejike at this point? Did she try to convince the father in any way that, the option that he chose for Ejike is wrong? Or she was just there like an yes man by agreeing to everything that the husband said without considering the fact that the person that is being affected here is the child. Now, could this be the reason why AGK is treating the mother this way, even though the fact the mother was not the one that refused to sell the land in the first place, but then she could have actually played a role as to the reason why the father could not actually have a rethink about sending him out to go learn a trade. But does this justify all his actions towards his mother? No. But then we all are made of different components. There are people who forgive easily, there are people who do not. There are people who, when you trigger them, they hardly forgive. And that is the kind of person AGK is. It's a very bad trait, but then again, they caused this themselves. They made him to turn out who he is today. They should have done better. They should have tried to make life easier for him. But they chose the opposite. What should they do at this point? Is there any remedy to this? Do you just don't like all AGK's action? Or you feel that whatever he's doing right now is a trigger, or rather as a result of what he has been through, in the hands of his parents? Do you totally blame AGK for his actions? As always, this is my opinion. I'll also be dropping my opinion about Monachi and what Monachi should do at this point in my next video. Until then, I want to hear your beautiful opinion, analysis, and all that in the comment section. Remember, you must not agree with me. I just want to hear different opinion. I'm not right. You might be right. We are all learning. See you all in my next one. Bye, guys.